Dude, Tupac said the realest thing. There should not be homeless people. There should not be people starving. There should not be people out there begging for anything when you can go win the lottery for $500 million.
Mm-hmm. It's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real.
The verse is so crucial. I spit it deep as Confucius. I leave you leaving with lesions, lacerations and mass confusion. Playing you losing. I leave your city in ruin.
What's going on, everybody? We are back with another segment of Rappers React. How are you doing, Smoke Diggity Dog?
I'm really good right now.
Guys, before we get started, please do us a big favor. Please hit that thumbs up button, guys. Please subscribe to the channel.
And for God's sake, leave us a comment and tell us what to react to next. That's how we get the ideas for these videos. Comes directly from you right down in the comment section and on Patreon. And today we have another suggestion from one of our wonderful Patreon members who goes by the name of Alex90.
Simply Alex90.
Alex90.
When I hear the screen, whenever I hear numbers after screen name, that automatically makes me think the year you were born.
Yeah.
I mean, does that?
Well, I think that does happen a lot.
Yeah. Like, I used to do that in high school. I don't know. But
you never mind.
No,
I was about to say your email. You put it out there before, but you have 2G5 in there. You definitely wasn't born in 2G5.
2005, but that was the year I graduated, so
yeah.
That's what that is. But Alex90 has sent us a suggestion for a band that not only him, but thousands of trash talkers have, recommended to us, and it's by, Five Finger Death Punch.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Why does that name sound so? Is it just because I'm seeing it so much online? Like, why is that?
Maybe they were pretty big. I mean, they might still be. I never really got into them or anything, but I know they were huge like 10 years ago. You
ever heard of Death Cab for Cutie?
I've heard of that, yes.
Whenever I hear Death Cab for Cutie and Five Finger Death Punch, for some reason those names they sound synonymous.
Now the Five Finger Death Punch, that was a Bruce Lee trick, right?
I think he would like hold it like that and just.
Yeah, the 1-inch heart stopper.
Yeah. Which, if you know anything about martial arts, it's complete BS.
Well, yeah, a lot of that stuff got exposed due to MMA.
Yeah, guys,
I'd be willing to bet that Bruce Lee was good at putting a lot of force into a really short punch like that. Now, not that he could stop somebody's heart with it,
right? Like
the claims would say,
right?
But I bet he could probably put some force into it.
How do you think Bruce Lee would do in MMA today?
You know what? I want to say that he would have done well because he was good at adapting to other styles. Whereas most martial artists, they're into their taekwondo, they're into their what's the kung fu, the Himalayan kung fu, the monks and things like.
Right.
And those guys have been exposed how many times?
Right. My thing is, I think Bruce Lee would have done not so well. Just until he adapted.
I think he would adapt, though. That's just it. Maybe with his Jeet Kune Do, which actually had multiple styles mixed in, maybe he wouldn't have done so well right now in this era. But if he would have started at UFC 1,
right,
I think he would have done well and adapted throughout time and been like a GSP or something.
Could you imagine Hoist Gracie against freaking Bruce Lee? Let's get off
epic
MMA.
That would have been. I wish he would have lived.
We can talk about this all day long. But Five Finger Death Punch, Smoke Diggity Dog.
Yes.
The name of the song is called
Wrong Side of Heaven.
Break it down. Break it down.
You on the wrong side of heaven. That means you.
I don't think that means you're in hell.
I see. That's what I was trying to determine. Does it mean you're in hell, or it just means you're not getting to heaven, or that you're just not doing the things that is required to get to heaven?
Wouldn't that be purgatory?
If you're dead and you don't go to heaven or hell, I would imagine that would be purgatory.
Dude, what if heaven was actually a real place? Should we not talk about this?
This is a little deep for right now.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
I could go for hours on that.
But nah, man. I know that this band is iconic. I know that they make good music, but here's the other side of that coin. I don't think I've ever heard a Five Finger Death Punch song ever.
I I'm pretty sure I've heard one before. I can't recall it right offhand. I think they did a cover or something that I've heard. But now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think these guys are very polarizing in the music industry.
You think?
I think so. I think that's what I've heard.
Well, Alex90 has sent us a video for this particular song, so Schmoed out.
What up?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
The ones that love you the most are the ones willing to fight for you. Volunteered on risking my life, so you didn't have to. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's about the military, huh?
While you were watching this, there are 300,000 homeless veterans sleeping on the streets.
Ooh.
This number is rising. Wow. Over 1.4 million veterans are at risk of becoming homeless. More than 67% of homeless veterans served our country for at least 3 years. They gave everything. No way. Yet we are failing.
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame.
This is fire.
And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell.
Yeah.
Real quick,
Yeah.
this just looks like a commercial for Black Ops. Call of Duty
Oh, it
Black Ops.
kinda does, yeah.
Just wanted to put that.
Oh yeah. Dude, I feel this though. This is awesome.
Definitely.
I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done? And who have I become? I saw the devil today, and he looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. I'm not defending, downward descending, falling further and further away, getting closer every day.
Damn, this is sad. Oh no.
I'm getting closer every day.
Brothers in arms.
The end, I'm getting closer every day. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on
the time you were watching this video, a veteran summer freak. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is, hardly the forum for political talk right here, but I will say this. When you take kids that are 18 years old and their brains haven't fully formed to be an adult yet, and you take them and put them in that kind of traumatic situations, PTSD is a real thing and an extreme possibility. And more times than not, when they come back home and they don't have a support system to deal with that, they do end up homeless and they do end up taking their own lives. And it's sad to see, because if a government's going to push kids out there to fight the wars, the least they could do is to take care of them when they make it back and go out into society.
Preach.
Because they're not ready to handle society at that time.
Preach. Man, Alex 90, thank you for sending us this one. I want to, back up a little bit what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I feel about the military.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 1,000%, bro. If you want to go fight for your country, if you want to stand up for what you
Mm-hmm.
believe in, by all means, do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, at the age of 18, some of these men and women, I'm sorry, but you're still a child at that age.
Exactly.
By the government, you may be classified as an adult, but your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you fresh out of high school going directly to a freaking battlefield where your buddy that's supposed to have your freaking back, that you've ate chow with every day, that you've met his wife, you've met his kids, and vice versa, and his head gets blown off right in front of your face. That is traumatic.
It's very traumatic.
I mean, we can't sit here and even try to begin to understand, because me and Smokey haven't lived it. But I mean, the Army is something serious, man. The military, it's just something serious.
It is. It's a situation that people's brains are not designed to deal with for a period of time like that. I mean, anything. I mean, just living on the streets is something we're not designed to do in a modern city.
Bro, let me ask you a question. At the very, listen, not downing on his success, Jeff Bezos, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an extremely rich man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video of where I think he's worth like what, 100 something?
No, it's a ridiculous amount.
A crazy amount. They took a grain of rice, and one grain of rice represented $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had what $1 million would look like with a grain of rice, and it was a pile.
Yeah.
Then they had Jeff Bezos' net worth. It was just, I mean, an astronomical amount of money.
Yes.
Why are there people homeless on the street that have fought for our country, blood, sweat, and tears? And
For you to make that kind of money.
yeah, dude, Tupac said the realest thing. There should not be homeless people. There should not be people starving. There should not be people out there begging for anything when you can go win the lottery for $500 million. That should, bruh, I'm deep. This is serious to me. Also, something else, and I know they have to do it because it depreciates the American dollar and it makes, the gold and all the. I'm sorry to keep going, bro.
Nah.
But I used to work at a recycling plant, right? And at this recycling plant, once a month, the FBI or some government agency would come in and they would shred money. Bro, strike me down with lightning. You could walk out there, put your hand on the ground, pick up some dirt, you would see shredded hundreds, shredded 50s.
Yeah.
Why are we shredding money when people are homeless?
Well, there's a lot of explanation behind that. And the fact is, if you really get down to the core of it, the economy is one thing that the dollar in general, man, and some people are going to take issue with this,
Run it.
but the dollar in general is a concept. It's not necessarily anything tangible. The dollar, supposedly we have gold that backs up the dollar, we have oil that backs up the dollar, but the the government could flood the economy with dollar bills.
Okay.
Hundreds, 20s, whatever, to boost the economy at any time.
Okay.
So therefore, you could theoretically take an allowance and give to all of these guys just off of used dollar bills, but they're afraid of devaluing the dollar.
But
that way.
Don't do it to every American. Do it to veterans.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is that not being done?
Well, there's a lot of political reasons they will give you. But the fact is, if you are in the government and you are for sending kids out there to fight these battles out in a war zone, then you should have some kind of plan to take care of these kids for the rest of their life when they come back.
I agree.
Even if they do have some post-traumatic stress and they are in an extreme mental situation. You should still be taking care of them. It doesn't matter how taxing it is. These kids are actually fighting to keep you in power,
right?
Essentially. But
I mean,
that's enough soapbox for me.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we'll end it on this, but I think the bare minimum, I don't care if you're a medic, I don't care if you just answered the phone, overseas or anything that involved helping your country, bare minimum, when you get out of the service, you should have room,
a living wage,
room and board.
Yeah,
that's all. I mean, just
and a living wage, something you could eat off of.
Right,
money.
Give me something I can live on monthly. Give me a roof over my head.
Yes,
and that's it.
Yeah, some kind of medical. Yeah,
insurance.
Yeah. And that's the least you could do for someone that's keeping you in power. Now, he said it in the song, whether the war is right or wrong, is irrelevant to this situation. Because you can make up your own mind if they're out there fighting for a good cause or a bad cause or whatever the situation is. But the fact is, these are kids that are fighting wars to keep us in the position that we are. And there's no reason not to take care of those guys when they come back.
Guys, my name's Baron Joe Hollywood 6 Binds.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Cowan.
And we are
over
and
out. Deuces. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Rappers React today. If you want to see another artist that we covered, it's right over here. If you want to see the last video we did, it's right over here. Thank you guys for tuning in. We do this for you. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you will. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Deuces.